Hey guys, Mr. C Silverfox here to talk to you today about one of the topics that I am probably most passionate about, and that is age play. And for me, the reason why I'm most passionate about it probably is because I'm 44 and I routinely date women in their early 20s. It's not exclusively, I just go wherever the attraction is. One of the girls that I was dating recently that you'll meet in some of the videos, Andrea is 30. She's a fucking stunning woman, extremely feminine. I've had some incredible memories with her. She's an absolutely incredible human being. Not all 30-year-olds are like that. It's a little bit more common when women are younger, but I wanted to talk about a couple things about how to do that properly, and then also about, I guess, some of the benefits, the drawbacks of that kind of dating, what to expect, that sort of stuff. So, you know, one thing that a lot of guys that I've been talking with recently, a lot of the guys are asking, you know, how do you date women that, because they have this, a lot of guys have this perspective that women don't want that. So women in the West have been programmed to think that, you know, they want to date guys the same age as them. And generally that's kind of true, that there's been a lot of that programming. The problem is, you know, there's upper level programming. So that's like what goes on in our cerebral cortex over the last 50 years of feminism. And then there's like hard wiring deep within us. So basically the way that we've been for hundreds of thousands of years. Now, when we do day game, we tap into the hundreds of thousands of years of just the way that feminine women are. It's something that you can't delete in, you know, a couple decades of cognitive reprogramming. It just doesn't work like that. As human beings, we evolve extremely slowly. And for day game, this is one incredible thing. You know, it's always been that older guys and younger women have always made a great match. Younger women have always desired to be with older guys because guys have more confidence and bravery and courage and all different skills. They have their shit together when they get a little bit older. And girls, you know, have a lot of the delicious qualities that men crave when they're younger. Because, I don't mean younger, you know, illegal. I mean like, let's say 18 to 25. Because women in that age group tend to be more optimistic, positive, youthful energy, vibrant. They haven't been screwed over by guys too many times. And so they're much more pleasant to be around, a lot more fun. And on top of that, there is the physical component. Let's say that's 10% of it, maybe 20% of it, I think. You know, over time, gravity takes a toll. And if the woman's smoking and drinking and partying and not sleeping and not using face cream and all that shit, yeah, okay, you know, her body's going to age and she doesn't look like she did when she was 22. But honestly, 80% of it for me, maybe even 90% of it, is that deliciously positive feminine energy. You just can't get that in an older woman in the West. It just doesn't exist. So there's just zero draw for me to date women. I haven't dated a Western woman, Caucasian Western woman, for 23 years. There would be no point for me to. There's nothing there for me. Literally, it's like going to a buffet, but I don't eat any of the food at the buffet. It just would not be wise use of my time and energy. Especially with the knowledge that there's lots of other women that I could be with that would be absolutely delicious time for me. So what I get out of it is I get to be around that delicious, positive, feminine energy that I love being around. That's why I started making the videos, Chats with Latinas, because I want you guys to experience, not just looking at a picture of how beautiful this girl is, but I want you to actually experience the energy of her laugh and seeing her walk and seeing her giggle and how they flirt and how they kiss, and like, it's mind-blowing. You guys in the West, you've never tasted it. It's literally like going to a completely different planet. It'll blow your mind. It'll be a drug. But I recommend, like anything else, if you're going to get involved with experiencing that drug, it's delicious. But you need to know up front a couple things. One, you need to learn the how to control that part of your life. If you don't learn that, she'll devour you, eat you alive, because feminine women really test men, and she'll poke holes in your masculinity if you're not that strong. And secondly, you just need to recognize that when you go back home to the US or Canada or England or wherever you go home to, you're going to hate your life, and you're going to basically have a lot of difficulty finding any women to be attracted to. And you're probably going to end up like me, wanting to leave your country and just travel the world and spend time with women. Now, if you want to, that's fine. We can chat about it. Hit me up, find out about our Forex course and how I finance my life and how we do our finances to enable guys to travel the world and just be with women full time. I mean, I don't consider these types of videos, and I don't even consider coaching guys work because I have so much fun. My work, I probably work 2 hours a week or something of actual work. And maybe I should work more, but that's all I need to, so that's all good. But so that's what I get out of it as an older guy being with a younger girl. What does she get out of it? I mean, she gets this tremendous experience with a guy that knows how to treat a woman properly, how to be a gentleman, how to open her door, pull out her chair, treat her like a feminine princess. Not as a sugar daddy, because that's like a very weak male uses his wallet to impress women. I mean just making her feel incredible. Feel it. Like create feelings for her and passion and connection and good conversation. And like she'll have a fucking amazing time with me. That's why women want to spend time with a guy like me. Because they have different options, and they're going to go away for the weekend or they go away for a week and have some incredible romance with a guy. Why would they not want to have time like that with a guy like me? It's just, I'm not being arrogant. It's that I've learned how to be masculine properly, which any of you guys can do if you invest as I did into learning it. And once you learn how to do that, you're giving her that masculinity, and that's what women crave. So what woman would not want to be with that guy? Now, a couple things you need to understand. You're going to feel very uncomfortable at first. I felt extremely uncomfortable dating younger women. I wanted to, but you're out in society, whether here in Colombia or in the West. You know, every woman is going to, not everyone, but a lot of women are going to look really badly at you, like you're a pedophile or a pervert. Even the women's, you know, some of the women that I date will be 20, 22 years old, but they look younger. You know, it's possible that you'll see some woman, she'll think that you're with a 15-year-old. That happens. Even if she's 19 or 20 and she looks like she's 19 or 20, women will still look at you like you're some evil sexual beast because you're so superficial. You're not being superficial. You're doing the exact same thing that women do. Women when they're in their early 20s and mid 20s, they're extremely selective what guys they date. They're using their hypergamy. That's fine. They do whatever they want. They usually date older guys. They don't want to date guys their age because they don't have the qualities that they want and that they're attracted to. And then, you know, a little bit older, when guys become very selective, let's say when they hit 40 or 35 or 45, and they have the opportunity to be selective, all of a sudden women pull the double standard and say like, oh, this guy's just a horrible human being because he's attractive to young women. It's so funny. But once you can get over your initial feelings of, I don't know, I guess shame or guilt, you realize that you're not doing anything wrong, you're actually doing something really, really cool for her and for society and for yourself, then it's fine. You can enjoy it. You just have to make peace with that and recognize that it's always going to be that way. I mean, when I went out with the first girl, I think, that was younger, she was 19. And I've shared this before, but we were in Vancouver, my home city, and we were sitting in a cafe, and we're sitting at a public table, like a communal table. There's maybe 8 other people at the table, and she was looking fucking stunning, mini skirt, really beautiful young lady. And we're talking, and I had my hand on her leg, and I was rubbing her leg, and I thought she was like 22 or something. And she just moved to my city, and so I was talking to her, and as we were talking, I said, okay, so what clubs do you go to in town, you know, when you're having fun? And she said, well, I just became legal, so I haven't really gone to clubs here yet. And so when she said that, legal in my country is 19. So when she said that, it was like she literally said to everybody at the table, I'm 19. And I'm obviously not 19 or 20. And I felt so awkward and uncomfortable because I just felt like all these guys and women were judging me and stuff. And this is maybe 2.5 years ago. And it totally destroyed it for me because all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, what do people think? And that kind of thing. And we went out after that. It didn't really end up going anywhere, unfortunately. I just couldn't handle it at the time, you know. And now I look at things very differently. I dated a girl for 3 months in Vancouver, same thing. She was 18, exchange student from Japan. Incredible woman, amazing, super mature for her age. I thought she was older when I met her too. She was actually an exchange student in high school in my city. And we went out for 3 months and had an amazing time together. It was incredible. We're still in contact now. I'll see her whenever I make it to Asia and go to Japan. That's just what ends up happening, you know. And that was different because by then I'd realized that age is really just a number to me. And I even brought her on a business meeting. We were going to a Japanese restaurant, so I brought her and the client and his wife were there, and I didn't even think about it. I wouldn't recommend that. And afterward, I thought, oh my God, that's so funny. Luckily, the guy was really cool about it, but I was like, okay, maybe don't want to cross it quite that far. But a couple things that I think are really cool about that you can use and kind of build on when you have a substantial age difference. First, watch my video on how to make sure you don't frame yourself as a sugar daddy. It'll be within a couple videos of this. I think it'll get released a few days before this one. Very, very, very important when she's much younger than you. But assuming you've got that right, you want to really build on that difference. When you build and amplify contrast, whether it's masculinity, femininity, or submissive, dominant, or old, young, you know, whatever, I guess, strong, weak, or vulnerable, whatever you can contrast. That's how you build passion and fire, in not only sexually, but in connection and in attraction. And so if you have a substantial age difference, you can amplify that by saying things that amplify how much of a age difference there are. So especially when you're having sex, you can say things that are, you know, like I'll always say, you know, you're my good girl or my good little girl, or things like that that are making her feel even younger than she is, and placing me as being even more in a paternal, you know, older teacher kind of place. You know, it's pretty hot to do. Another thing, I shared this I think recently in a video, is showering together before or after you have sex. This is a great one. Learn how to shower properly with a girl. You know, you treat her non-sexually in the shower and bathe her. So like you get in the shower, you put the soap all over her, you literally are taking time and she's just standing there in awe, and you're massaging her back and her legs, and you know, go detailed, each her arm, get everywhere, and just fuck, it's an amazing experience. She'll love it. It's very intimate, and it's amplifying again that you're older than her, she's younger than you. You know, I think it's really an important thing. But the first thing that you need to do is to get your mindset straight about it. If you think that there's something wrong about dating older or younger women and being an older guy, if you think that you feel dirty or creepy or weird, you will project that. She will pick up on that, and then it will be creepy and weird and bizarre. But it doesn't have to be. You know, learn how to have fun with it. I think any guy can. You know, when you can do that, you'll be shocked. I talk to women all the time that have a massive fetish or fantasy for older guys. You know, it's, I don't know if I'd say common. I would definitely say it's at least half the time. And, you know, a lot of girls have never even been with an older guy. They're like 18, 19, 20. They've had 2 or 3 experiences with a couple of 19 or 20-year-olds, or maybe not even that. And then it's something that they've always craved, and then they meet you. And you know, right away she's got this interest. Hey, I'm curious what that would be like. And maybe you're in the same boat. Maybe you're 40 and you've only been with women that are your age. So, dude, you've got something incredible to experience. I remember the first time I was in Cartagena, and I was 42, and I met a girl that was 21. That was the first time I think that I'd had a substantial age difference. And I remember just being in shock while we were together, you know, doing certain things. And then she even said it. She was amplifying the moment, and she even said, doesn't it turn you on that you're double my age? And I was just in the moment like, holy fuck, does it ever turn me on? And yeah, I mean, it's something anybody can learn how to do. You have to unlearn that feminist programming that you've got in your brain, which takes some time. You know, coaching can help with that a lot, because I can force you into situations that you would not force yourself into. You simply would not have the balls in the moment to put yourself into that moment. And when you've paid somebody a chunk of change to force you, then, and when you come and you're willing to do anything that a coach is willing to tell you, then it's amazing, because you can grow. Like, typically my students say they grow about 1 year in a week as far as how their game changes, which is pretty fucking incredible. Even if you only get half of that, you know, 1 week you get 6 months of growth. It's pretty cool. So what else on that age difference? You want to make sure that you can be in control of the situation, in control of your guys' connection. So you want to always be learn how to be gentlemanly and learn how to always be leading as a gentleman, but you have to always be leading. So you have to be choosing where you go. You lead her, you guide her in the street, you lead her to where you want to sit in the restaurant, you seat her in the table that you want to sit at. That's your role, that's your job, right? It's super, super, super important when you're doing the older, younger thing. If you let her be in the position of leading, then you become the puppy dog, and dude, that's going to end really expensively and really badly for you. So don't do that. That's a pretty good idea right there. I highly recommend it. I think it's incredible for the younger girl that gets to be with a guy like me. She gets to experience not only sex, I mean the sex will be 10 times better, because let's be honest, most guys in their between 20 and 30, myself included, most guys, you just simply don't understand enough about the male body or the female body at that age. And you don't have enough time to develop the qualities that really turn women on, like boldness and confidence and drivenness. Now, having said that, there are some students that we get, like Huevo, who is, I think, 21 when he came out with me on his second boot camp. He booked 3 weeks with me at the age of 21. So that means that guy is already developing at 21, probably what I was developing at 35. So makes me jealous as hell of where he's going to be in his mid-30s. But so it's totally possible, but it takes intentional action on your part. It's not. It's literally you're putting yourself in the 2% instead of the 98%, which I love doing for guys. I think it's a great way to go. So I highly recommend doing that, guys. It's incredible for her. It's incredible for you. You get to teach her a tremendous number of different things about life that she can benefit from your wisdom and just the experience of being around you. You get to remind her or even teach her about all these different things about her that are beautiful and delicious that she doesn't know, about her physically and about her personality. And oh, that's an amazing role to play, to be the older guy that speaks into a younger woman's life and literally lifts her up to your level, making her feel incredible about herself. I mean, to me, that's divine. That is what I love about it, honestly. And then, you know, she gets to remind you of a whole ton of things too that you cannot experience with 35-year-old, 40-year-old women in the West that are extremely negative and bitter and angry and resentful and hate men. You know, instead you get to experience just delicious femininity right there in front of you and taste it. So there you go, guys. Hit me up below. Let's get you on the right path to experiencing a much better dating life in 2020. And yeah, make this year the year that you want to change and experience the things that you're hungry to experience in life. Take care, guys. Thanks for your time.